What happened to you? Who hurt you?
You're hurting him. Today I'm gonna review Girl with the Dogs 2. It's another reaction video to a grooming session of an aggressive dog. But if you already know that the dog is aggressive and fearful, should you continue doing it this way? Let's take a look.
This is Pippin. Pippin has been turned down by every groomer that he's been to. I have been warned that he is highly aggressive. The owner brought him in wearing a muzzle, and just exchanging him outside was a challenge. He is a rescued stray, and we have no idea what he may have experienced that led him to this behavior.
Okay, let's start with the basics. We can already see that this dog is panting like crazy. She said that getting him from the owners or from the rescue was already a challenge and that he's fearful and aggressive. Not a very good start. Many times, even as a general practitioner in the clinic itself, if I see that the dog or that the cat is already over the top, and that means that we need to use force in order to treat or even to do an exam, and it's not an emergency, I will actually turn the owners around, tell them to come back later on after we did some preparation to create it as a better experience for me, for the pet, and of course the owners.
He is very fearful, and I will do my best to work with him.
Fearful.
His matting, he desperately needs to be groomed. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous because this dog is definitely highly aggressive. Has been turned away by 4 groomers in the last year and desperately needs to get groomed.
Yes, sometimes dogs, especially if they have longer hair like this dog do and they tend to get matted, will need to be groomed. But I think it was Einstein that said that stupidity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I probably completely distorted it, but you get the gist of it. So if the dog was already turned away by 4 different groomers, it means that there's an issue here and that just using brute force is probably not the way to go.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the towel over his head because in order to get him out of his owner's arms without getting potentially bit, even though he has a muzzle on, I put the towel over his head and he couldn't see me and it was a lot easier for me to grab him. So I'm going to do that again. He's probably going to freak out.
Yes, putting a towel over the pet's head can sometimes help because when we do block some of their senses, like their vision and sometimes even their hearing, it makes them less likely to react in a fearful way. But I will say that it doesn't mean that they're feeling better. So you need to think who you're gonna do it to and why you're gonna do it. If she already knows that this is gonna freak the dog out, I would probably recommend against using it.
Well, maybe not. Good boy.
Okay, that went pretty well.
Can't see me coming. And we are going to try. So I'm going to take it.
No, it didn't work.
Okay. All right. Well, that didn't work.
Now look at how the dog is connected here. He's wearing this Baskerville muzzle, or maybe it's a different company, but it's actually a good muzzle because it allows the dog to pant, which is very important, but still prevents the dog from actually biting us. But he also has this 2 connections. I think the red thing is a part of his harness and it's open, so it's probably only connected to one of the loops, but there are 2 different places where he has ropes that are basically holding him in place, preventing him technically from turning around. Is this a good thing? No. Because again, for safety, yes, it might prevent the dog from biting the groomer, but it actually puts the dog in much more stress. I mean, think about it. If there's something that scares you, let's say a spider, and now someone is holding you in place while bringing that spider to you, it's going to make things worse. It prevents you from running away, which is what you actually want to do.
I'm just going to wait till he stops because he's going to learn that no matter what he does, it's not going to stop. So
yeah, and that's called learned helplessness. They learn that no matter what they do, it's not going to stop. Learned helplessness. Using methods of flooding, it can cause so many issues down the road, and grooming this dog in the future is going to be even harder because of this.
Oh, you are feisty. How am I going to get this around your belly? Because you are crazy.
No, he's not crazy. He's fearful.
What? I might just have to grab you by your tail, which is something I really don't want to do, but
Then don't.
much of an option. You stay there. You're insane. You're nuts.
He's not insane. He's not nuts. He's fearful. He's behaving exactly like a fearful dog should behave.
Buddy, Pippin, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, like this is gonna work. Calm down. Okay.
Why are you so scared?
Doesn't really matter why he's scared. He's scared. That's all that matters.
No, no, no.
So she's doing two things here at the same time. One of them, if I understand correctly, is she's actually trying to desensitize him to the brush. So she's actually not touching him with the metal fingers on the brush itself, which will cause some pain or discomfort later on, especially if he has matted hair or something like that. But she's just getting him used to the touch of the brush, and technically it's good. We do want to do desensitization and even some counter conditioning to the touch, meaning creating a positive experience, which is not what she's doing. But at the same time, she's saying things like, no, basically just making the bad experience even worse. So she's actually doing just the opposite. She's sensitizing the dog, not desensitizing, sensitizing the dog. So now he might become even more anxious and more scared because of that brush.
Keep backing yourself in the corner. So you won't let me touch you, yet you will let me put a cone on your head.
We will sometimes use cones because it's a measure of safety. But again, it's our safety and not the dog's safety. So if we are gonna do an intramuscular injection or something like that to basically sedate the dog, in like extreme cases that nothing works, not even anti-anxiety medications that the owners give before the appointment, and sometimes we will do that for a very short time, just to allow us to do the injection and then we take it off. Would I use it for longer than that? No.
Okay. You are one of those dogs that unfortunately I don't foresee being able to get done without anesthesia. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you so much. If this dog is so bad, then give him anesthesia or sedation or pre-appointment behavioral anti-anxiety medications, short-acting, fast-acting medications. In most cases, it's safe, and the benefits versus the cons of using those pre-appointment medications are so much higher. Why? Because if you have this very anxious dog that's like freaking out, and you just force him into the situation, that by itself can cause so many issues, including health issues. While giving some anti-anxiety medications a couple of hours before the appointment, and again, in severe cases that nothing works, then we might also add an injection to chill the dog out, not completely anesthetize him like we would for surgeries, but enough to allow us to do this procedure a lot faster than by just holding the dog down or tying him in a way that he can't move. And also, basically, in a way, make him not experience this situation in a severe way, and maybe some medication might even make them, in a way, forget the experience. A lot safer and much more humane than forcing the dog.
We are trying, but you are literally insane.
He's not insane. He's fearful. Stop. Let me read it. Even though he is muzzled, this is not bite proof. That's true. Muzzles are not 100% bite proof. Some dogs can still bite with their front teeth with the muzzle. Even though I would say that this muzzle is pretty good, so unless you shove your fingers in it, or if the dog took the muzzle off, you should be good. This is not bite proof, and he could still get me very easily. Not very easily.
So we still have to be careful. Okay, Pippin.
Okay, so if tying his front end wasn't good enough with the muzzle, with the Elizabethan collar, with the cone, that wasn't enough. Two separate leashes, ties that are holding his front side in place. Now she's adding another one. Now she's adding one to his bottom, and it even looks like, in a way, she's stretching him, making it very, very uncomfortable, and now he really can't move. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do something called tarping in horses. They would basically put a tarp on the horse, and I heard that sometimes they would even put the horse inside of some sort of a container and put some sand or mulch in it so the horse basically can't move. And then they will do whatever they want to the horse, and the horse can't buckle, can't move away, can't bite, can't do anything. And by tarping the horse, they actually break the horse. So you probably heard this about breaking horses, and I actually also heard it about breaking dogs. And that's exactly what learned helplessness that I mentioned before is. You basically prevent the animal and a person from doing what they want to do in a very stressful and fearful situation until they basically kind of shut down. Yes, they will stop resisting, so it will make you think that you solved the issue. But internally, they're freaking out, and that's what I always say. You are actually creating a ticking time bomb because you don't know when this dog is going to go over the threshold and bite someone.
The amount of tools I just used. Jesus. What happened to you? Who hurt you?
You're hurting him.
Fine. Good boy. Good boy.
Maybe not physically, but you're hurting him emotionally. I mean, look at him.
Good. No.
And she keeps saying no, no, no. What is that supposed to do?
This dog is sedated. I'd just like to point that out.
Yeah, it should be sedated.
This is his harness that I could not get off of him, so I'm just leaving it on. And I'm hoping that he just gives up, which right now, that's exactly what's happening, and that's what we want.
She's hoping that he will give up. Exactly. Tarping. Learned helplessness.
Good boy, Pippin. Good boy. Okay, you are terrified. Absolutely terrified. It's okay.
This always makes me so crazy. Those groomers or dog trainers that know that the dog is terrified, and instead of addressing the fear, they're just causing more of it. Why?
Hey, it's okay.
It's not okay. And if you say it's okay, it's not going to change it.
Why are you crying? He thinks he's obviously being tortured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. He got the muzzle off of his head. No.
So now she's taking the brush, her tool, and using it next to his face, trying to push the muzzle down, making him even more afraid of the brush. Seriously.
Oh. It's okay. It's okay. This muzzle was obviously not tight enough.
Obviously.
Great. Hey, you're okay. I wonder what he'll do if he's not in the muzzle.
Guess.
Nope, he'll still be insane. Okay.
He's not insane. He's fearful. Not wearing a muzzle is not going to change the fact that he's fearful.
You're obviously a Jack Russell of some kind, and Jack Russells are strong-willed, very strong, hyper dogs.
Yeah, like a million of other breeds. But does it matter? Not really.
Okay, are you going to bite this if I try to put it back on you? It's exactly what I don't want. Good boy. Good boy. I don't foresee me being able to put this back on him. Yep, that is definitely a real bite. Okay. I'm going to have the owner come back and put the muzzle back on him and then leave again. And then hopefully I can try again. I definitely cannot work on him unless he has a muzzle on. And I don't think I can put the muzzle on safely without getting bit.
Many times, the owners are also not going to be able to put the muzzle on safely. That's why the muzzle was probably pretty loose to begin with, meaning that this might actually be putting the owners at risk as well.
Okay, the owner came back and put this back on him. Let's try this again.
She also put the cone back on him.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. No, no, no. Again, that muzzle doesn't want to stay on. I'm going to do what I can until I can't. Hey, 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 hey.
This is really dangerous. If the dog is like starting to jump while he's still in those restraints, very, very dangerous. You'll be surprised how many patients I had as a general practitioner that went to the groomer, somehow got out of that harness or whatever they call it that kind of like holds the back part, and then jumped off the table, but there's still something around their neck, and they basically were hung by it. And it caused sometimes irreversible damage, including blindness. And yes, it can also kill them.
Hey, 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 you're fine. You're fine. No, 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 no. No.
Hey,
Okay.
doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? You okay?
I don't know if you noticed, but she wrote that she called the owner because she was afraid that he will seriously injure himself if this continues, which is exactly what I said. So again, now she's actually putting the owner in a situation that might get the owner beaten by the dog.
Yeah, see?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Good boy.
Yeah, the owner's presence doesn't seem like it's actually helping.
Yeah! Yeah!
I'm sorry, I can't watch it anymore. I wish there was some movement or something that would prevent things like this. Something that groomers and basically any professional that works with animals will need to get or to do before they're allowed to work with animals. I'm sure this lady is a very nice lady, the girl with the dogs, and I'm sure that she's not doing it on purpose to make dogs feel bad, and she's trying to deal with those dogs that nobody else can groom, that were already turned away by so many other groomers. But especially here, we're only dealing with just shaving the dog off. It's not like even needing an actual groomer to do it. All we need to do is to sedate the dog a little bit. And again, in most cases, it's crazy safe. And even if it's like this old decrepit dog and we are afraid that sedation might be dangerous, doing something like this is as dangerous, if not even more dangerous than sedating the dog. And by the way, you don't always need to sedate them. Those pre-visit medications can many times reduce their anxiety and allow you to do those things without causing stress and without actually sedating them. And some of these medications are very, very safe. Also, sometimes and that's basically what we would prefer to do, unless it's a very severe case that might be affecting the dog's health. But in other times, we would actually recommend that instead of doing everything all at once, let's do it gradually. Let's try to counter-condition the dog first to the different tools, to the different sounds, and the owners can start doing it at home. Let's do a lot of fun visits, happy visits, meaning having the dog come to the clinic or to the groomers and receive treats without even touching the dog with the shaver, with the clipper, with the brush. And then the next step would be to just have the dog on the table without doing anything bad, giving him peanut butter, something like that. And maybe eventually, after enough tries, the dog is gonna allow doing this. But if not, then yes, using those medications in most cases, safe enough. I really hope you agree with me, but if not, let me know why you think I'm wrong. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And in the meanwhile, why not watch this video as well?